This is He Knows the Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, y'all. We're going to revisit Anthony Yarde versus Sergey Kovalev. First and foremost, for the dodo heads, the brain full of mush, and the brainwashed followers, go back and look at the first video that I made this week on the assessment of the fight. Oh, you ultra fanboy. Tell us the X's and O's. Go watch my first video. I talked about the X's and O's, but I'm going to rehash it and add a few elements to it. So hear me and hear me well. Anthony Yarde has these prerequisites. This is X's and O's. So take the notepad out and get to the damn scribbling. He has precision, he has power, and he has speed, and he has the youth and the tenacity of sheer confidence. This quartet, or what I call the conglomerate of a Renaissance man that he is going to give Sergey Kovalev problems. So you guys have to understand, John David Jackson came out the other day, recently, and spoke highly critical of Sergey Kovalev. Now some people will say, oh, he's just mad because Sergey Kovalev got rid of him. No, he told the truth. He talks about the difference between boxers of his era versus the boxers of this era. And he mentioned the special fighters. Interesting that he mentioned Earl the True Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford as those special fighters that do the things that the old school fighters do. I just had to throw that one in there. Ding! Uppercut. But anyways, hear me. Wow. He talked about Sergey Kovalev not wanting to add new wrinkles to his arsenal. Hence, this is why he was exposed even prior to the Andre Ward fight, and even more so in the Andre Ward fight. He said Sergey Kovalev is a lazy fighter. He just wants to do what he normally does in the ring, and he's comfortable with that. This is why Sergey Kovalev got dispatched by Andre Ward. He wasn't willing to take the sacrifices. He wasn't willing to do all of the necessary prerequisites for him to take himself to the next level. Well, why is Anthony Yarde going to be a problem for Sergey Kovalev? Okay, let's explain that. Anthony Yarde has Tunde Ajaya. Let me say it again. Tunde Ajaya. His trainer, although unorthodox and unconventional, his trainer pushes him to the maximum proficiency. He tries to get the best that he could get out of Anthony Yarde. We see this. You could say what you want. Oh, Anthony Yarde has not fought any competitors. But when you go 18-0, you have 17 knockouts. Your knockout ratio percentage is 94.5%. Something has to be said for that. See, this is where I don't have a problem with low-level bum bash fights, right? Or I don't have a problem with when you have a bum in front of you. This is what I like. This is the dichotomy of Anthony Yarde that people are not seeing. Offensively, he reminds me of Earl the True Spence and a Tank Davis. Let me say that again. Offensively, not completely. Offensively. So I want people to understand this. Don't misconstrue. Don't misunderstand. Because he ain't special like Earl the True Spence. And he ain't no special package like Tank Davis. But he's getting there. He's damn sure getting there. Offensively, he's like the both of them. Let me explain why. Because offensively, he's relentless, just like Earl the True Spence. He keeps coming at you. And he does it just like Earl the True Spence does it, with precision, power, and speed. He's explosive and athletic as fuck. If you do some film study on Anthony Yarde, you'll know what I'm talking about. These are going to pose problems and fits for a guy like Sergey Kovalev. Because Sergey Kovalev is the older fighter. Sergey Kovalev does not have a motor in the second half of fights. Now, we can't question Anthony Yarde's stamina because we don't know if the motherfucker don't have no stamina, right? Because he hasn't gone the distance. So I'm not even going to entertain that bullshit. But we can question Sergey Kovalev's stamina. It was proven in the Andre Ward fights. You take his ass to the second half, championship round, 7 rounds and up. Guess what happens? The motherfucker starts to wane. Those jabs are not as crisp. The power is not there like it needs to be. Right? And he's not giving you his fundamental European 1s and 2s. This is what John David Jackson was talking about. Sergey Kovalev not willing to take the sacrifices, make the sacrifices to take his boxing abilities to the next level. Plus, we know Sergey Kovalev had vodka issues. And so much so that he's a flaming alcoholic. Let me say it again. He's a flaming alcoholic. He has rage issues. You know, alcohol makes people do all kinds of stuff. For him, it makes him rage, beat on women, and do all kinds of stuff that he's not supposed to be doing. We know this. This is documented. I'm not telling you stuff that's not facts. Remember, facts are something that can be proven. And I'm the ultimate truth teller. I come with what? Cold-hearted, unadulterated, cutthroat truths. Anthony Yarde is the young lion. I done gave you guys the parable. Sergey Kovalev is the old lion. The young lion is ready to come into his pride. The old lion is basically at the end of his tale of dominance. He's on his last leg. But here's the thing, Sergey Kovalev is a wounded old lion because Andre Ward took this away from him and this away from him. Let me say that again. Andre Ward took this away from him and this away from him. This is why he lost his first fight against Yarde Alvarez. We can't sit here and tell ourselves that Anthony Yarde is not better than no damn Yarde Alvarez. Look at the package that Yarde Alvarez has and he brings to the table, and look at Anthony Yarde. Now people go say, well, Yarde Alvarez, he's more experienced. Okay, he can have that. But look at the package of fighter. If that dude was able to knock out Sergey Kovalev, why is it out of the question that Anthony Yarde can't do the job? See, this is the stuff that people are not putting two and two together. Now you have to add in all the other mitigating factors here. Anthony Yarde just got his luggage missing. I wonder what type of Jedi mind tricks they try to pull here. Then on top of that, when he gets over there, he's getting booed by all of these Russian people. That's extra fuel to the fire for a guy like that who's hungry and who's on a mission because he understands his legacy is at stake here. And he knows a win against Sergey Kovalev puts him at the top of the light heavyweight division. Automatically. Because Sergey Kovalev is the name at the light heavyweight division. As wounded of an old lion as he is the biggest name. You got Bivol over there. We know that. He's a very dangerous fighter for anybody, right? Dmitry Bivol. We know this. But Sergey Kovalev is the actual name there. He's the namesake. And Anthony Yarde beats him. Anthony Yarde not only goes from positioning himself, you know what I'm saying, from this guy that's a contender, he actually positions himself into the guy of the light heavyweight division. Plus he's 28 years old. So that means he got a good 7-8 years of him to do his thing. So when I look at the totality of the upside that Anthony Yarde has, precision, power, speed, uber sheer confidence, 94.5% knockout ratio, and the hunger and the drive and the willingness to succeed above all else, come on, man. And then he's the mindset of going into somebody's backyard and beat them. You know where Anthony Yarde got this motivation from? Earl the True Spence. Go listen to him when he talked about the Kell Brook fight. He was so inspired by Earl the True Spence and how he went to Sheffield in front of 27,000 fans and took that fucking belt. Well, guess what? The inspiration of where he got that from, he's reciprocating that same shit in this fight. I believe Anthony Yarde is going to come out the victor because he's going to show us something he's never shown us before. That he could be the legitimate guy. Not only legitimate, a super credible guy. He can go the distance and he can show you a new wrinkle to his game on how he gets the knockout. Because he's going to get the knockout. And he made that very clear. You saw the press conference. He said, I basically took the same picture that Sergey Kovalev did and I flipped it right back. Because this is what the outcome of the fight is going to be. So, again, when dodo heads, ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric, that are whatever the fart their name is, disciples tell you, where's the X's and O's? Tell me if they ain't no fucking X's and O's that I just broke down so eloquently and efficiently in this damn video. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.